We got to air it out. Let's air it out. So we got to air it out. Let's air it out. So
how do you say that? Air it out? Air it out?
Air it out. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Air It Out podcast. I am your host, Avery Collins, joined with two of my favorite people on the planet. Coach Braxton, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, people? Listen here, I'm out here chilling, enjoying my break. COVID or no COVID, I'm good, people. Great.
Listen, we will definitely keep you in prayer, Coach. Hopefully you're not dealing with too many symptoms or anything like that. Definitely know COVID can stink. So, definitely we'll keep you in prayer for that. The one and only, though, is in the building. Juan, say what's up to the people.
What is up, everybody that's got a good night rest? I've been up since midnight this morning and been doing nothing but packing, doing Corona confirmations for a vacation I'm taking. And best part of all, got a new TV, yo!
Nice. It is the Christmas season, so it's good to get a new gift and different things like that.
If you've seen Parks and Rec, just know, treat yourself.
There you go. My fiance just got a new TV as well, so it's pretty swell. I love it. It's a great time of the year. Speaking of this time of the year, it is it's the Christmas season. Happy holidays to everybody. If you can't tell, my lighting isn't the best, and that's because I wanted the ambiance to be nice. I wanted to keep the Christmas lights and things going because I love it. It's my favorite time of the year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. It's time to get into the Air It Out podcast. Okay, real quick, shout out to Darius, who could not be on today. Letting him know we miss you, guy. Don't forget to send in your picks. All right, because we're going to need those. All right, listen, man. Let's talk some football. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to talk some football?
All
right, let's talk some football. So, the first thing I want to talk about is obviously we're coming to the end of the season, which means Pro Bowl voting has finalized, right? And with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about the snubs and the surprises, particularly the snubs. And I want to start with you, Juan. Talk to me about your Pro Bowl snubs and your surprises. I don't know how you're going to do it. Are you going to do like 3-3, 1-3, 3-1, 1-1? I don't know, but I want to hear who are your snubs and who are your surprise Pro Bowl picks.
Well, I thought we were only supposed to do snubs, so I only have snubs right now. But I'll pull up the rosters right now, and then I'll kind of impromptu that in just a second. In the meantime, though, for my snubs, I have 3 players, obviously, 2 offense, 1 defense. And for the first one, it's a rookie. I have a rookie who got snubbed for a Pro Bowl this year. And it's a very underappreciated rookie. Went in the 2nd round this year to the Kansas City Chiefs. It's our guy from Alabama down in the Senior Bowl, former Oklahoma Sooner, Creed Humphrey. My guy has been one of the top-rated offensive linemen, not center, not rookie. Overall offensive lineman in the entire league. He has a grade of 97.5 as a pass blocker. He is top 2 in terms of run blocking percentage. He was a steal as a 2nd-round pick. Should have gone in the 1st round like I predicted in a lot of my mock drafts. And he's on pro to be a first-team All-Pro at the center position. As a rookie, you can't ask for anything better than that. The Chiefs went in looking to rebuild their offensive line. They drafted 3 offensive linemen in this draft. Creed Humphrey was a steal, and I'm surprised he didn't make the Pro Bowl roster. Second is same division. I'll keep it in the same division, just on the opposite side. They actually got beat by the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football, which we'll touch back on later. It's the Chargers. And, of course, you know who I'm going to pick. It's the running back, Austin Eckler. The guy is literally everything that we've said Cordero Patterson is supposed to be, but so much better. All right. He's very short back. He's 5'10", which is weird because I'm like 2 inches taller than him. So I wouldn't imagine him being that short. but the guy's already a top 5 back, top 3 back in this league. All right, I make that claim right now. Austin Eckler is a top 3 running back in this league, and he's top 5 in snaps, in routes, in targets, in catches, in receiving yards, and yards from scrimmage, as well as total touchdowns for a running back. He has almost 800 rushing yards, almost 600 receiving, and a total 17 touchdowns this season. How do you not give this man a Pro Bowl nod? It's disgusting. And then finally, you know what? It's funny because it's all in the same division. My snubs are all in the same division. We're going to Las Vegas. We're going on a defensive side of the ball. We're going on the D-line. Y'all know who's shaking your head for? Mr. Yannick Ngakoue. His first year as a Raider, he's second in the league among pass rushers in terms of QB pressures. He has 9 sacks on the season. He's caused 3 turnovers as a pass rusher. And yet his counterparts, which all credit to his season, Max Crosby, a former Inside the Hatches interviewee, he got into the Pro Bowl on much lower stats. He had 5 sacks. He only had 62 QB pressures. Yannick blew him out of the water, and if anything, created those opportunities on the opposite side of the line. Those are my 3 snubs. As my 3 surprises, it's a tough one. I'll say names. I won't give explanations simply because in and of themselves. This is an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna say Patrick Mahomes is a surprise for me. I did not think he had a Pro Bowl season per se. I think he has struggled quite a bit this season. It's been a down year for Patrick Mahomes, and I think it kind of answers what is the Pro Bowl, which is like a popularity contest overall. So I'll say that first of all. Second, I'm gonna have to go. Man, these are like tough, bro. Yeah, I'll say it. Max Crosby is my second like surprise on this list. I would replace him with Yannick Ngakoue in a heartbeat. And then my third surprise, I think, this is tough, guys. You're really making me like dig deep here.
I mean, you don't have to give 3. You
know what? I got my third because I actually talked about it today in the newsroom today. Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark to me is a very surprising adding on this list. I think Vita Vea was more deserving of the role because of how essential he is in the run. And Kenny Clark, for all intents and purposes, has had a down year as a nose tackle. I think he's maybe like 3rd or 4th in certain categories. I think there's more defensive tackles deserving than he is right now.
I like it. I definitely agree with the Vita Vea pick. I think that's a guy who's definitely deserving. I mean, regardless of the numbers, just turn the film on. Just literally turn the film on and watch the dude play. I mean, he's an absolute animal in the middle. Like he's an unstoppable force.
You want like a good look at the impact of Vita Vea? Watch the Colts Hard Knock season in the game against the Buccaneers. You can hear the whole game plan was around Vita Vea.
Yeah. I mean, he's so good. He's so good. All right, Coach, talk to us, man. Who are your snubs? Who are your surprises, if any?
See, I love our Juan and Only, but Juan and Only stole all of my picks. Every single one from Yannick Ngakoue with his 9 sacks. His surprise pick of Max Crosby, who was my surprise pick. Then you have Austin Eckler, 17 total touchdowns. The guy is 6th in total scrimmage yards. 6th. He's only behind in touchdowns Jonathan Taylor, who we all know is an absolute monster this year. And then on top of that, I'm sorry, my picks, I have to change them. But it's cool. I always have backup plans, and this is why. 1, my snub guy, and judge me if you want, I don't care, Roquan Smith. That's first off. The guy has 140-plus tackles. He has another 3 sacks, 3 passes defended, and an interception return for a touchdown this year. He has been the heartbeat of that Bears defense, even with all their ups and downs. The guy is an absolute stud at inside linebacker. Second, and this one, my next 2, you're going to love them, Avery. And I'm going to put it to you like this. The Falcons have weapons to build around. And A.J. Terrell, Cordero Patterson. Patterson has been that utility guy like Austin Eckler. Less touchdowns, but Rushing, he has almost 600 yards, as well as receiving having almost another 600 yards. When you think of the offense for the Falcons, you think of Cordero Patterson, Matt Ryan, and Kyle Pitts. That's it. That is it. That has been the offense for the Falcons this year. And AJ Terrell, well, Avery's been talking all this time about my guy. He is an absolute shutdown right now. He's playing out of his mind. Yes, he had a down year as a rookie coming in, but who really doesn't? This guy, though, he's ready. He has stepped up his game, and he has become a monster. And my last snub, and this one, I don't know if many guys know about him, but I loved when he got picked up. Even hurt, he got picked up in the first round. Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons. Just think about this, gentlemen. If you were to replace him with somebody, it would have to be DeForest Buckner, who everyone knows is a great defensive tackle, but he has 6 more run stops than him. He is credited with more pressures than him. He has more sacks than him. And on top of that, his pressure percentage, just the ability to get there, is so much higher. This guy is an absolute stud in his 3rd year, and there's no reason why he should not be in the Pro Bowl. My surprises, as we already know, Max Crosby. Yes, he had a great so far year, but 5 sacks, I'm sorry. That wouldn't get it for me, especially with 8 other defensive ends just in your conference alone having more sacks. 8. I'm sorry, I couldn't put you there. But my second one and my last one, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, God. Oh.
Lamar Jackson is the prize for me. I'm sorry.
Really?
I do not think that Lamar Jackson deserves a Pro Bowl for this year. He has had a down year in every facet of the word. Yes, his passing numbers are higher, but his effectiveness, especially of late, has went down tremendously. He is only 1 interception behind the league leader in interceptions this year.
And who is that?
He only has 16 touchdowns. Last year, he had 26. He had 26 last year passing, and he had less passing yards. He's throwing the ball more, but he's not as efficient.
I think you might be prisoner of the moment right now because he was on a tear. I mean, the last maybe game and a half, yeah, I'll give you that. But
I wouldn't even say game and a half. I would say the last 3. I would have to say the last 3.
2 of the 3 AFC quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl this year are tied for second place in interceptions. It's Lamar Jackson and, of course, my guy, who I said was a surprise, Patrick Mahomes. Both have 13 interceptions.
Listen, man. I mean, I get it. I'll let you have it. Pretty solid list there, guys. I'm going to give my list, and I'm going to first give an honorable mention snub. And hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Derrick Henry. And here's the reason why. He has not played since week 8, and he's still top 5 in rushing in the NFL.
Fifth.
What are we talking about here? The Titans clearly are not the same team without this guy. He is clearly the most valuable player in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. He's the most valuable player in the NFL, and him not getting to the Pro Bowl, just not getting a vote just because he's hurt. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. He can come back. He should be voted into the Pro Bowl because he's that good. Top 5 in rushing, and he hasn't played since week 8. And I believe he's top 3 as far as touchdowns, total touchdowns. Maybe it's like top 5 now. But I mean, the guy is an absolute tear. So he's my honorable mention.
When he played, he was on pace for 2,200.
Insane, and 30 touchdowns as a running back. So anyway, at number 3, Cordero Patterson. Yes, I'm a homer, ladies and gentlemen. Cordero Patterson is one of 3 players. Count them. 3 players in the NFL with at least 500 passing yards, 500 receiving yards, and 500 rushing yards. Lane Johnson got snubbed. That's good. I like that, Chris. Lane Johnson definitely did get snubbed. I think he's playing extremely well. But yes, so Cordero Patterson, again, one of 3 players in the NFL with 500 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards. The others? Anybody got a guess?
Austin Eckler.
One of Juan Snubs. Who else?
Deebo Samuels.
Deebo Samuel. And there's say it again. Nope, not Derrick Henry.
Jonathan Taylor.
Close. He's not at 500 just yet.
Not 500 receiving at least.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the last one?
Cordero Patterson. It's Cordero. I said one of three. Cordero Patterson, Deebo Samuel, and Austin Eckler. That's it. Those are the only ones. Now, there are some guys who are close. Leonard Fournette could probably get there. Najee Harris could actually probably get there by the end of the season. But currently, these three guys are the only. And the fact that Cordero Patterson is on the roster makes me feel like it's disrespect. Number 2, staying home. AJ Terrell is the number 1 graded corner in every, PFF has the number 1 graded corner overall. Okay? The number 1 graded corner overall, his name is AJ Terrell. Now I get it. The Falcons team isn't really good. Their secondary and as a whole isn't really good. They give up a lot of scores, right? They don't give up a lot of big plays though. Now, with that being said, I just want to read off a couple stats here if I can bring this up, because I think people think I'm capping or just trying to be a homer here. So let me see if I can bring this here stat up, because I don't think people really understand how good AJ Terrell is, because one, the Falcons aren't on national TV a lot because they're not really fun to watch anymore. 2, they don't get a lot of primetime games for the same reason. Now,
yeah, the Bears do.
Okay, now Stephon Diggs, not Pro Bowler. Trayvon Diggs, who's a Pro Bowler. AJ Terrell, who is not a Pro Bowler. Stephon Diggs, 14 games, 88 targets. He's given up 51 catches. His reception percentage is 58%. Okay? He's given up 899 yards. Yards per catch is 17.6. And he's got 10 picks. Awesome. 10 picks, you can't take that away from him. AJ Terrell in less games, okay? 13 games, so one less game. Only 52 targets to Diggs' 88. Only 23 catches given up to Diggs' 51. A reception percentage of 44.2 to Diggs' 58. Only 150 yards given up all year to Diggs' 899. And yards per catch, 6.5 to Diggs' 17.6. 2 picks. Now I understand. 2 different type corners play 2 different types of technique, 2 different defenses, and I understand all of those things. But you cannot look at these numbers and then look at the film and tell me that AJ Terrell is not a Pro Bowler, but Diggs is. I'm sorry, but I think it's a snub. Sorry, go. And then you got somebody like, again, no shade to him. I like him, but Rasul Douglas over AJ Terrell is a Pro Bowler. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, and then number 1, Matthew Stafford, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, Matthew Stafford should be a Pro Bowler. I'm sorry, but he should be a Pro Bowler over Kyler Murray. No, I don't think he should be a Pro Bowler over Tom Brady. I don't think he should be a Pro Bowler over Aaron Rodgers. But let's compare the numbers here, okay? And I get it. I understand. What is his name? Kyler Murray is a little bit more, exciting than Matthew Stafford. However, okay, Matthew Stafford, more yards, more touchdowns. They're equal in interceptions. Matthew Stafford has a higher QBR and a higher rating. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Your homer bias.
Listen, a homer bias.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three Falcons here.
I said Matthew Stafford. That was 2 Falcons and Matthew Stafford. Okay? I didn't say Matt Ryan. I said Matthew Stafford. Okay? Matthew Stafford deserves to be in the Pro Bowl over Kyler Murray. I'm sorry. He's got more touchdowns. He's got more yards. He's got a higher QBR. They both have the same amount of picks. And he just beat that team. And you know what else Matthew Stafford doesn't have that Kyler Murray does have? an L in the column playing against the Lions. I'm sorry, Matthew Stafford deserves to be in the Pro Bowl over Kyler Murray. I said it.
Oh, wait, one more. I have
one more too, but then we got to move on.
Yeah, I gotta throw this guy in because I don't even know how we didn't mention his name yet. I don't know how he didn't make the Pro Bowl, even though he should be a perennial Pro Bowl every single year. The man, Justin Simmons. What do we like? I understand that you can only have 3 safeties.
Okay.
But one of those 3 safeties always has to be Justin Simmons. People, he's tied for 4th right now in interceptions. He's given up the least amount of yards as a safety in coverage. What are we talking about here? The man does everything for the Broncos defense.
Yeah, no,
along with his all-star cast around him. Like
I can't lie, he is balling. So I will give you that. Juan, your last one, and we'll move on.
Okay. I put this out on Twitter officially a couple days ago, as he's my current favorite player in the entire NFL, and he's been having a quietly good season despite what the numbers may look like. Wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike Evans. He's only 101 yards away from his 8th straight 1,000-yard season. All right. And he has 11 touchdowns, only 2 away from the franchise record that he set last year. So, all credit to that. You can say Tom Brady's surrounded by weapons, and I'll agree with you there, but Mike Evans might be the most underrated on that team.
Well, Mike Evans is definitely going to have to prove his worth now that Chris Godwin is out for the year. If you have not heard, Chris Godwin out for the year with a torn ACL. Antonio Brown obviously suspended for, 2 more games.
No, he's coming back this week, I think.
Yep, he comes back this week.
He comes. Wow, it's been 3 games already. Good.
It's supposed to be 3 games, yeah.
Oh, my.
And he was already hurt, so it's not like they were worried about him. They had Chris Godwin, who had 1,100 yards.
Oh, my God.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's going to have to prove it, but it'll definitely be something to see. Speaking of people who have to prove it, I want to talk to you guys about next season. I know we're not in next season yet, but I want to talk to you about next season, some foreshadowing, so I want you to tap into your prophetic gifting here, okay? I want you to tap in, and I want you guys to tell me who you think, what teams are going to have new head coaches in 2022. Who do you guys think is going to have a new head coach? And Darren, I'm going to start with you. I mean, because there's rumors. There's rumors that if Harbaugh doesn't make a deep playoff run this year, Baltimore may be looking elsewhere. So I'm gonna start with you.
Avery, is it like Lizzo? Are the rumors all true?
I mean, I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Coach,
we're not gonna see nothing. We're gonna see Harbaugh continue to be the coach of the Ravens. What are we talking about here? That man has been to the playoffs almost every single year of his career. He had a 3-year drought, and ever since that 3-year drought, he's been back in the playoffs every single year. So I don't even know what we're talking about here. Even with a down year and all the injuries, we're still 8-6. There's no reason to replace that guy. But I do have a few teams that need to be replaced. First off, we all know the Jags are getting replaced, and we all know the Raiders are getting replaced. Those are commonplace. We already know that. But the teams that we don't think about all the time are the Seahawks with Pete Carroll. Is this his last go around? Could this be the final breakup of Wilson and Carroll? And we also know about Matt Nagy, who his incompetence has ruined one quarterback already, and we're going to see if the Bears let him ruin Justin Fields just the same.
Fire Nagy, Nagy. That was great. That was one of my favorite things.
I will say, kind of a cheap move to do it at his son's football game, but
Ooh. But the one I really think will surprise a lot of people and just hear me out on this one, the Vikings and Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer has been a specialty of the defensive side of the ball for years, people. Years. And in the last couple of years, that defense has not been there. It has been almost the offense carrying that team. With
You mean Dalvin Cook?
With Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen.
The offense
We're
in
not
general.
going to talk about
Let's give Kirk Cousins some decent like recognition.
Okay, we give Kirk Cousins. He got 2 primetime wins now somehow, so we'll give him that.
He has 3.
Still have not been able to do the playoffs.
Oh, he has 3.
Like, oh my God!
Oh,
People, let's talk about it. The Vikings need to make the playoffs. It's point blank, period. If I'm not mistaken, the last time they went to the playoffs, the Eagles were actually true contenders. And they won the Super Bowl that year. But
the last time the Minnesota Vikings made the playoffs, there was a miracle in Minneapolis.
There was no COVID. The last time. COVID.
Philadelphia had to put lubricant on the light posts.
It was sad. It was a sad day. But the Vikings are who I think really needs to go ahead and change. If they do not go ahead and make the playoffs this year, I do believe Mike Zimmerman will be seeing the door, but will be a defensive coordinator next year.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I like it. Back to Kirk Cousins again. He's doing his thing, but I mean, I could throw for those yards. I could throw it to Justin Jefferson. If I had Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, play action would be pretty easy for me to. Anyway, Juan.
Jefferson and Adam Thielen, that's easy. Just throw it up for them. They got it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But Juan, talk to me. What teams will have new head coaches?
I'll keep it like brief and simple. I'm not only going to give you what teams are going to be looking for head coaches, but I'll also give you possible replacements too. So my first team is the Houston Texans. I think David Culley is going to get a really raw end of the deal in Houston. He'll be made the scapegoat and will be fired after his first time as a head coach, which we can't really evaluate too much just because of how bad of a franchise Houston really is right now. As his replacement, kind of out of left field, but it's exactly the kind of coach that the Texans need right now. Someone with experience as a head coach, enough where he won a Super Bowl as a head coach. We were just talking about this team. Doug Peterson, the ex-Eagles head coach, coming in and taking that job in Houston. Then
Doug Peterson won't get a job for like another 5 years, and I'll give my reasoning afterwards. But go ahead.
Then Jacksonville, right now it's Darrell Bevell, the OC, after the firing of Urban Meyer. Peace out, fool. He's not going to stick around long-term as the head coach. Shaq Khan's going to want to start over. And I think that the job is going to go to the Packers offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who in the last 3 years as the offensive coordinator to Green Bay has not only led a high-powered offense with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, has helped Aaron Rodgers possibly hit not one, but maybe 2 MVPs this season, which we'll get to in a bit. And it's the greatest offensive project for him to work with. You have a great running back in James Robinson. You have a good project quarterback with Trevor Lawrence, decent receiving weapons. You just got to build that line better. And I feel like he has the tools to do it. Then Las Vegas is Rich Bisaccia, who was the special teams coach. I want to be optimistic because the team seems to really be drawn to his energy and what he brings, and that's great and all, but I might actually give it to Matt Eberflus, the Colts defensive coordinator. I think he can take that weak Raiders defense and actually turn it into a strength while the offense stays at the managing position that it is. Seattle Seahawks, I think they will fire Pete Carroll. I think he has lost his flavor as a head coach. No one's buying the message anymore. And I think they'll replace one defensive head coach with another one, as in Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chicago Bears, Matt Nagy, out for obvious reasons. Possible replacement, someone who's worked with not just a mobile quarterback, but a really athletically talented one. I'm going to give it to Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs offensive coordinator, and who has been part of the brain trust that has molded Patrick Mahomes into the powerhouse that he's become. And then finally, I'm agreeing with you, Darren. It's going to be the Minnesota Vikings firing Mike Zimmer. The patience is enough. I think the man needs to kind of just go out to an island with his girlfriend, who's like 20 years younger than he is, and just, relax and not hate on Kirk Cousins so much. And his possible replacement, an offensively minded head coach who's been molded by the quarterback whisperer in Tampa, Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers.
I like it. I'm not mad at it at all. However, I would love Byron Leftwich to go back to Jacksonville. I mean, it's where you built your career. It's all of those different things. You're still well liked and loved around the area. It's not like you left on bad terms. I think Byron Leftwich would be great in Jacksonville. Help build up a young quarterback as well in Trevor Lawrence. I mean, and then they still got cap space. I would love to see Byron Leftwich get a chance. However, I wouldn't be mad at the Vikings because I think they're obviously a better built team. So it's more chance for him to succeed. Now, my teams are as follows. Okay, number one, and here's it's just a gut feeling. Goodbye. I just think the Carolina Panthers are going to go ahead and pull the trigger, and I think they get themselves a new head coach. It's a strange feeling. I don't know why, but I got a strange feeling they're gonna be like, you know what? I think we want to get a new head coach here. Now, if it happens, don't say I didn't tell you so. If it doesn't happen, again, like I said, it's not really a strong feeling. It's just if I was to give it a percentage, it's like a 20% feeling that I have this feeling that the Panthers are going to be with new head coach this year. Number two, Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions. Yeah, man. I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling.
The city of Detroit will burn to whatever's left of it if that happens.
I got a feeling Jim Caldwell makes his way back to Detroit.
No.
I got a feeling, man.
If they weren't willing to keep Jim Caldwell the first time, they sure as hell are not going to bring him back a second time around.
I don't know, man.
With the fact
they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything since him. I mean, they haven't made the playoffs since him. He made the playoffs twice in his tenure there. I don't know.
That team and that city loves themselves some Dan Campbell.
They would have brought Caldwell back after Patricia. That would have made more sense. But Dan Campbell is a presence, and he is a treasure. God damn it, he is a Detroit pressure.
I love the guy. I do love Dan Campbell. I think I actually think he's a really good coach. I think that obviously he's building that team. You're seeing they're playing for him now, right? Like he's got them players bought in. They just beat again that Arizona Cardinals team, who again looked like they were going to go on a tear, in the NFC until they got ousted by the Rams, and then you lose back-to-back games, not only to your division rival, but then you go to the worst team potentially in the league and lose to them. So like I said, they're rallying around Dan Campbell. It's just a feeling I have that they're going to make a move and say, hey, listen, man, even though you had them rallying, we didn't forget what you did in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, you was pretty garbage. And obviously, Jacksonville is going to need to have a new coach. But my last team, I'll agree with you both. I think Seattle. I think Pete Carroll's done. I don't think it's going to be a situation though where he gets fired or cut. I think he retires. I think he actually does the noble thing and retires before he gets let go or fired or anything like that. I mean, he's almost 70 years old if he's not already. I think he retires and sits it down and let somebody else come in. And I think they actually hire from within. I think that would probably be the most ideal situation for them. If not, I think a great candidate for the Seattle Seahawks, or two great candidates, I should say, for the Seattle Seahawks would be somebody like Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, we saw what he did with Patrick Mahomes. I think he'd be a great, because he'll be able to scheme. For one thing, I think that DK Metcalf does not get enough targets. I think he'll be able to scheme to get BK some more of those targets, right? We're seeing him able to get Tyreek Hill open and Travis. Everybody on that offense eats. And I think that's what he can bring to Seattle. And then the other one is Raheem Morse. I know I keep bringing his name up, but I believe he deserves a chance to be a head coach in this league. I think he's a defensive-minded coach. I think he's the type of guy that can obviously bring a locker room together. He did that in Atlanta when Dan Quinn was let go. I think at the end of the season after he was fired, they went 6-2. We're seeing what he's doing in LA with the Rams. Their defense is playing extremely well, especially toward the latter end of the season. They look like they're gelling. We saw them shut down the Cardinals, and they didn't even have Jalen Ramsey. So I think Raheem Morse would be honestly, he'd probably be my first pick to go up there to Seattle. But those are my guys.
I will say, Dan Campbell gives me like mad Coach Cowher energy emanating from him. I think like he has the ability to bring guys together for a common cause. I mean, his last year with the Steelers, he brought them all together to help the bus retire with a ring in his home city. All right, I feel like Dan Campbell can really pick up that energy if he just keeps building on the talent.
I like it. Like I said, I think so too. I think he's a great coach. I think that he, like I said, he's getting that team to rally around him. Right, they're really starting to play better football. Jared Goff is starting to limit the turnovers. DeAndre Swift, if he can stay healthy and if he avoids any charges as far as off the field and everything like that, I think they're starting to, get some things rolling here. Why the face there, Juan?
I mean, apart from the fact that he was allegedly involved in a murder earlier this year,
that's why I said. That's why I
can't remember any other thing that DeAndre Swift was like a part of.
That's literally what I was referring to. If he can avoid any prosecution from that, right?
Yeah, that thing died really quickly. We haven't, no pun intended.
and that's the point. It's right. It's like we haven't heard anything, but we haven't heard a dismissal or anything either. So until we know the actual outcome of everything like that. So and like I said, they've got some decent weapons. If you're looking at again Hawkinson, Swift. And so I think they got some building pieces. However, just a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, just a feeling. All right. Speaking of feeling things out, I want to know, because at this point, it should be solidified. This is my personal opinion. I think that the race should be solidified at this point because I don't feel like these next 3 weeks of the season is going to change anything for me. It's just my personal opinion. So I want to hear from you guys. Who is your MVP this season? I know who I have in mind. I want to know who you guys have in mind. And Juan, I'm going to start with you. Who's your MVP?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Short and sweet. I like it. Okay.
I don't even need to defend it. You watch it every Sunday.
Okay.
And you compare it with every other candidate in this league right now. But I'll leave it at that. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. All right. That's solid. Coach, talk to me.
Who I want to win MVP is not going to win MVP.
Same.
Aaron Rodgers is going to win the MVP. This will be his fourth one. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But just got to say this out. I want it to go to Jonathan Taylor. The same way I wanted it to go to Derrick Henry the last year. But we all know it's not going to happen unless he breaks the record. Unless he breaks the rushing record, I don't see Jonathan Taylor getting it. But That's who I want to see. Because if we're talking MVP, you're talking about the guy that means the most to his team. And let's be honest, Darius Leonard could be a part of that for the Colts. Carson Wentz is definitely not. But that offense, the way that Colts team runs, is through Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. I like it. He's got 3 games to break that record.
Quite literally.
He's got 3 games to try to break that record.
He's 482 yards away from breaking the record. Well, to hit 2,000. To break the record, he'd need another 600.
Yeah. So I would say the answer for me is Jonathan Taylor. To me, it's not. This is the guy I want. This is the guy that should win the MVP. Point blank period. I get Aaron Rodgers. I understand all of that. He missed the game though. That's number 1. Number 2, and this is my personal opinion. Even though he's playing amazingly well, I don't even think he's playing as far. And this is my personal opinion. I don't think he's been the best quote unquote quarterback this year. So for me, I believe Jonathan Taylor. I mean, what we're seeing him do is literally say, hey guys, put it on my back and let's rock. I got this. Michael Pittman has been basically silenced the last 2-3 weeks, and it doesn't mean anything. T.Y. Hilton is I mean, he's good for
at best.
I would say he's good for a catch or two game. Pascal, again, he's a deep threat, but he really hasn't done anything. Carson Wentz is being serviceable. He's doing what it needs to be done to win the football game. But that offense, that team runs through Jonathan Taylor in the defensive core. But Jonathan Taylor has been outstanding. I'm sorry. To me, I don't think anybody else deserves the award this year other than him. I mean, he literally put the team on his back and said, "We're going to beat this Patriots team that's going on a tear and destroying everybody right now." But
if you make the argument for Jonathan Taylor, then isn't it kind of automatic? You also have to make the argument for Cooper Kupp on the same level.
I would if Cooper didn't need as much, right? He needs a little bit more help than Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor, he needs his line and everything like that. But once the ball's in his hand, it's up to you. It's up to Jonathan Taylor. Now, Cooper Kupp, he needs the quarterback to throw a decent ball. He needs the corner to, not do whatever.
I wouldn't even say all of that.
No.
Also, with that being said, though Cooper Kupp is balling out, I mean, he's getting a lot of targets. He's getting a lot of
He's on pace to break the single season catch record that Michael Thomas set 3 years ago.
He's getting a lot of targets. Jonathan Taylor is doing this on sometimes 15 carries, sometimes 28. But he's just like, just give me the ball, and I'm going.
Are you sure you're not just riding the Hard Knock train right now? Like, where you're just like watching it and you're like being inspired.
I haven't even watched the Hard Knocks yet. I'm just watching the film.
I do recommend it. Like, honestly, in-season Hard Knocks way better than off-season Hard Knocks. Way better.
Okay, I like it, Darren.
Real quick, I'll say this: if we're just comparing those two alone, we need to discuss when the ball is in their hands. Because let's be honest, Cooper Kupp, as long as you target him, it doesn't matter who's sticking him. It doesn't matter the separation. The guy makes all catches, contested, open, does not matter. Jonathan Taylor can do the same thing receiving while still running everybody over. It don't matter if you
the way he sealed that game against the Patriots was just absolutely stunning. I mean, he literally said, I see you guys. I'm going to break the tackle. And then I'm going 67 yards to the crib because you can't catch me because I got track speed on top of it. Like, maybe there's some bias. I'll admit there's probably some bias here because that's Jersey. That's Jersey right there. But, again,
where in Jersey is he from?
Phenomenal. Okay? He's absolutely phenomenal. Okay? So that's just the reason that I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor over Aaron Rodgers. That's my personal opinion. Ain't nobody changing my mind, okay?
No matter what happens, Wisconsin represents in whoever wins this MVP race. You got a Badger with Jonathan Taylor, and you got Green Bay represent and Aaron Rodgers. So either way, it's a win for me, baby.
Yeah, as long as Tom Brady don't win, I'm happy.
Yeah, so I listen. I agree with that, but and to answer your question, Salem, New Jersey is where Jonathan Taylor is from. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Air It Out game picks. Okay, I'm probably never going to do that again. So if you didn't get it caught on camera, God. You missed it. But it's time for the Air It Out game picks. Ladies and gentlemen, this race is just, it's heating up. Again, we got 3 weeks left in the season. I need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, let these two know that they need to pick what the winner gets, okay? They need to vote and what the winner gets. Actually, we're going to leave it up to you guys as well. I'm going to put out the list of different things that the winner could get. I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think the winner of the Air It Out game picks season should get? Number 1, a jersey of the winner's choice. Number 2, playoff game tickets. Number 3, Super Bowl tickets, and this is obviously the losers have to pitch in for these things. Number 4, tickets to a 2022 game of their choice. Or number 5, they have to pitch in for the tickets and flight to the NFL Hall of Fame. You guys let us know what the winner should get, okay? And I need you guys to vote as well. But again, it's time for the aired out game picks. Let's go over these records really quickly and we will get into it. Okay, this week, Darren went a measly 8-8, just scraped the surface of a winning record. Well, it's not really winning. He just didn't lose, right? Not a losing record.
Tied.
Right. So okay, there we go. There's one vote.
I'm right with you. I'm right with you.
Okay.
I
So
want that jersey.
okay, there we go. Darius also went 8-8. So, again, very, very pedestrian, not bad, but not good. 9-7 is Juan, right? He just scraped a winning record this week by the skin of his teeth. First of all, where does that phrase come from? Do we have skin on our teeth? Because I don't know. I thought it was enamel. I didn't know enamel was considered skin. And if you do got skin on your teeth, I got questions. Anyway, I went 11-5. I went 11-5 this week. Crush you all. Sorry. But went 11-5, bringing the overall records to Darius, last place, 125.99-1. Third place, Darren, 130.94-1. Juan in second place at 131.93-1. Myself at 141.83-1. It's still tight, ladies and gentlemen. We got 3 weeks left in this season. For those who don't know, it's 18 weeks this year, right? They've got an extra week. It's not just week 17. All right, so 18 weeks. You convinced there's insider trade. How does
that even work?
No way at all.
You can't inside trade.
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm making my picks just like these guys. I'm just better at it. That's all. A little bit of shade. I had to throw a little bit of shade in there, just a tad. Sorry, guys. You know what I'm saying? Avery has some sort of wizardry. It's not wizardry. It's the prophetic gifting at work, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's the power in your beard.
The power of the Most High and the beard.
It's the beard.
It's the beard juices. She might be onto something like that. All right, listen.
I'm gonna get this man essential oils.
We're gonna get into the game picks, and Coach, I'm gonna start with you. Your aired out game picks, one explanation. Let's do it.
All right, so for tonight's game, 49ers versus the Titans, we are going to go with the 49ers here. Browns versus the Packers. Colts versus the Cards.
Time out. Rashawn is in the building. Shout out to Rashawn. That is my guy. Shout out to Rashawn. Okay. Go back to your game picks. Sorry.
All right, cool. Browns versus the Packers. Colts and Cards will be my explanation game. Ravens and Bengals. Ravens. Lions and the Falcons. Falcons, we're going to go with the Falcons on this one, even though the Lions are trying to do their thing. Rams versus the Vikings, going with the Rams. Bills and the Pats. I'm going with the Bills for the tie. Jags and the Jets. Jets is getting one. I don't trust the Jags at all. I'm sorry. Jets, they got to get their win. Eagles versus the Giants. Eagles. Bucks versus the Panthers. Bucks. Bolts versus the Texans. We're going with the Bolts here. Bears versus the Hawks. Surprisingly enough, I got the Bears for this one. I don't know what it is. Steelers and the Chiefs. I'm definitely going Chiefs here. They Steelers should have never won last week, but Chiefs here. Broncos versus the Raiders. This one threw me off a little bit, but I'm going with the Raiders. Washington versus Cowgirls. Fins versus the Saints. I'm going with the Saints to stop the Fins winning streak. And my explanation game would be the Cards and the Colts. And this is the explanation game because, well, the Cards lost to the Lions? The Lions? People. And then they had some random running back come in there and just obliterate.
Who saved me from eating pancakes in a fantasy football league? God bless Reynolds and his 114 yards from scrimmage.
100+ yards for a random running back. And then the next week, you have Jonathan Taylor coming? The Colts are licking their chops at this. They can't wait to get on the field and play the Cardinals. The Cardinals, they're going to have to answer for some of these questions. Yes, they played pretty well, even though they still lost the line. But the Colts and Jonathan Taylor, did we just not say he was the MVP? Come on. Jonathan Taylor, 200 yards rushing versus the Cards. It is what it is.
Oh, we starting hot takes.
How much you
Starting
say?
hot takes
How much
early.
you say? How much you say?
200.
200.
200. We
Okay.
only
Sure it's
say
not
the
hashtag
MVP.
350?
We are
Rushing?
on
Rushing?
the pace right now for Russian League champion.
All right.
And breaking rushing yards. Like,
Okay. Oh, we starting hot takes early. We didn't even get to hot take Thursday yet. We already started. I like it. I love it. All right, Juan. Game picks. One explanation.
For tonight's game, hashtag unzip the hoodie, y'all.
Uh-oh.
I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers. And in case you're wondering who I'm repping,
Hey, I like.
I will never replace this jersey. This dude was my OG favorite player all time. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Honestly,
It was for the. It's again. They unzip the hoodie. You know, Jerome. He thinks that unzip the hoodie sounds a little too sensual.
Fun fact: this was my first official NFL jersey I ever bought.
My guy.
San Francisco. Yeah, I'm taking them obviously. Cleveland at Green Bay. Gentlemen, where do I live? In Packer country, and there's no way they're gonna get blown out. So I'm taking the Packers. Let's see, the Colts at Arizona. I'm taking the Colts. Detroit at Atlanta. I will take Detroit because I feel the momentum's on their side. Baltimore at Cincinnati. That's gonna be my explainer game. We'll get back to that. Los Angeles at Minnesota. I will take the Rams. Buffalo and New England. I will take the Patriots. Making Darius proud. Let's see. I wrote down all my picks. I have to go through them. Jacksonville in New York. The battle of the number 1 pick versus the number 2 overall pick. I'm gonna give it to the Jets on that one. Between Philly and the Giants, Philly. Tampa going to Carolina. I'll take the Bucks. The Chargers in Houston. LA runs away with it. Chicago and Seattle. I will take the Bears on that one. Pittsburgh and Kansas City, despite missing Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, I think the Chiefs pull this one out. Denver going to Las Vegas. I will take the Raiders. Washington and Dallas. Usually Washington upsets Dallas, but not this time. Dallas will take the dub there because the defense is way better. And Miami going into New Orleans. Oh, this is going to be tough because I know Ian Book's starting. Oh, man. The defense is just so much better. I'll take New Orleans on that one. And then for my explainer pick. Tyler Huntley is not Lamar Jackson. Let's make that perfectly clear.
He did his best impression.
But he's damn close. He's damn close. He's the perfect backup that the Ravens ever could have hoped for. All right? The Ravens are also hella injured and hella COVID infected. This is a team in tatters. All right? So much so that this game could potentially decide the AFC North. That's how meaningful it is. Because right now the Bengals sit atop, and they're the 3rd seed going into the playoffs. And on the other side of it, Joe Burrow is hitting his stride so far. Him and Jamar Chase have been a near unstoppable combination. Joe Mixon already broke 4,000 yards this season, despite getting injured every once in a while. But the defense has been somewhat pitiful, despite having Trey Hendricks, despite having Bates in the secondary. The Ravens are still a scrappy as hell team. You saw them try to pull off the comeback against Pittsburgh. You saw them try to pull off the comeback against Green Bay. They fell short because analytics told them to go for 2. Right move, wrong play call. I'll make that on both instances. I'll make that call right now. You should have either done a read option with Lamar in Pittsburgh, or not a QB sneak, but a QB draw with Tyler Huntley against Green Bay because they were exposed down the middle without Kenny Clark there. With that being said, to end it all, I think I remember when we first started this podcast together, I made the claim that Joe Burrow would sweep the Bengals last year. That Joe Burrow would sweep the Ravens last year. I was wrong, obviously. And I should have learned my lesson then. But I didn't then, and I won't now. Because the Bengals did beat the Ravens this year. And they're going to beat them again this week. I'm taking the Bengals to beat the Ravens.
All right. Okay,
I'm still waiting on this jersey, sir. I'm still waiting on the jersey from last year.
I'm getting Justin Tucker. Relax.
So listen. You might as well just add another one on, and might as well get Lamar one because I mean, when you're wrong, you're wrong.
Well, when Lamar comes back, we'll see. But right now, all you got is Diet Lamar right now.
Not Diet Lamar. Yikes.
Diet Lamar went out and did something Lamar has not even done before. 2 touchdowns, throwing and rushing with no interceptions or turnovers. Yeah.
Did y'all win?
You heard it first. I'm cool with it. Diet Lamar, he's going to get us where we need to go.
But did y'all win?
But did y'all win?
But did y'all win?
But did y'all win? Okay, all right. Listen.
Was she riding a losing streak right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yikes. I'm going to go ahead.
We're not talking about this. We are not about to talk about this with y'all.
I'm going to go ahead and give my game picks, okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right. My game picks. Tonight's game, 49ers and the Titans. I'm going to take the I don't know. Ooh. I'm gonna come back to that one. Okay, Browns versus the Packers. I'm gonna take the Packers. Colts versus the Cardinals. Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts there. All right, Lions versus the Falcons. I'm not going against my guys. Falcons. Ravens versus the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow asserts his dominance and says, I am the new king of this division. And they go ahead and sweep the Ravens this year. I'm going to agree with you this time, Juan. Rams versus the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Rams. Bills versus the Patriots. Will the Patriots sweep the Bills? They will. I'm going to take the Patriots. Jaguars versus the Jets. Give me the Jets there. Giants versus the Eagles. Weird upset feeling that the Giants will win, but I will pick the Eagles. Eagles will win that game. Buccaneers versus the Panthers. Buccaneers are super tight for not scoring. They're going to run that score up on the Panthers. So I'm going with the Bucs there. Chargers versus the Texans. Chargers. Bears versus the Seahawks. I'm going against you both. Seahawks. Steelers versus the Chiefs. Chiefs. Broncos versus the Raiders. Both teams 7-7. Ooh. I don't think I've picked them too much this year. And I'm going to pick them this time. I'm going to go with the Broncos. Washington versus the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Monday Night Football. Dolphins versus the Saints. Give me the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins think they pulled that one out. Back to that 49ers Titans. This will be my explainer. I'm not sure, yo. I mean, the 49ers just came off a win against a terrible Falcons team. But the 49ers have been kind of up and down this year. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo has been playing a lot better. George Kittle looks to be back to his old ways. I can't wait to see what they do against this Titans defense. The Titans, on the other hand, I mean, we all thought they would just, or at least I did. I thought they'd fall off the face of the earth without Derrick Henry. They put out some tough wins, some tough fought games. And I think that the Titans, they still have a chance to, make a push in the playoffs, especially because Derrick Henry could come back. So I'm not sure.
And they're getting Brown back and Julio along with them. Julio, not exactly a factor, but he's there.
Well, Julio is now, a question mark just because of that hamstring. So, not sure about it. I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think Deebo Samuel is easily a top 5 player in the NFL. And I think that he proves that again tonight in prime time. I think Deebo Samuel goes off, which leads us into Hot Take Thursday. It's Hot Take Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Juan, I'm going to start with you. Give us your hot take so we can get on out of here.
I was going to be petty. But I decided not to because that would be unsportsmanlike. And plus, we're all having a rough season, all of us. All right, we're all fans of suffering teams. Let's just be clear about that. With that being said, my hot take is that I'm gonna be a homer for it. It's the Jacksonville and the Jets game. I'm gonna say both the number 1 overall pick and the number 2 overall pick are gonna combine for 1 passing touchdown. And 5 interceptions between them. And Trevor Lawrence will have 3 of them. And Zach Wilson will have 2.
Okay, I like it. Not mad at it. I know that must have hurt to have to say that. I know because you're
still win.
I know it must have hurt to have to say that. But all right, Darren, give me your hot take.
It hurt to hear that one.
Darren's over there crying.
Oh man, but
this is the great thing about being a Jets fan, boys. You can be a cynic and still love your team no matter what.
Now let's get to it. My laptop's going to die. Let's go.
Right, so we're gonna make this real simple. We already threw out there somewhat of it. Mr. Jonathan Taylor goes for 200 yards, but let me just add just a little more spice on that thing right there, because not only is Jonathan Taylor in these next 3 games going to break the rushing record, but he's also going to break the touchdown rushing record. And to help him out with that, this game not only does he go for over 200 yards rushing, but he also goes for another. Count them up, people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns on the day. Let's call it what it is. MVP announcing his case right
He already did it against an actual good defense, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. Kind of speechless. Okay, I'm going to get my hot take so we can get on out of here. My hot take is that the Colts will be the number 1 seed in the AFC. That is my hot take. The Colts are about to go on a tear. They are going to be the number 1 overall in the AFC. You heard it here.
We're going too far.
I said it.
What?
You heard it. You heard it. And tonight. Hey, what up, Reese? The Addisons are in it's too much drip. I was wondering why my fingers were slipping on the keyboard. The Addisons in the building. Anyway, all right, listen. Yes, the Colts. And then Deebo Samuel over 200 scrimmage yards tonight, over 100 yards rushing and receiving tonight, prime time. I said it. All right. I
forgot to say who gets that touchdown between Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
Listen, we will see. But it's been fun. It's the Air Out Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all your social media platforms: Instagram, Inside the Hashes, Twitter, Inside Hashes, Facebook, Inside the Hashes Pro Football Talk. And don't forget to check out the website, www.insidethehashes.com. We want to see you there. Get all your football needs. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave us your comments so we can know you are here. Dad, what is up? Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you all for joining in. We truly appreciate it. All right, for Juan, for Coach Braxton, I am Avery Collins, the Air It Out Podcast. We are over and out. Now, Matt Ryan, if you could just stop actually passing.
I'm cutting this out right now. Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest Spider-Man.
That's all.